Hello and welcome to UKVersus. I am in my hotel waiting to travel to Albuquerque, and I thought, seeing as I got a little bit of time on Friday morning and Thursday evening, I'd make a quick video talking about the characters I expect to see at Albuquerque. I'm not going to give anything away as to who I'm playing, but I'm torn between three characters: a meta pick, a fun pick, and an anti-meta pick. And given the recent bans of VME, the Erratas Devil Jin, previous bans of Combined Firepower and Immortal Shapeshifter, I think that the meta has kind of cracked a little bit wide open. First character I want to talk about is, of course, Nick Ragan. Nick Ragan has duck, dodge, dived, dipped, and dodged through every one of the last few batters. Has received a Rochester Retro ban, which is more than fair. He did unfair things with Tech Spear, we know this. He said it himself in the interview. But he is a very consistent character. Yes, you need to hit the RNG, but you can control that. Yes, you need to get lucky, but a good player controls their luck. That is how Nick was able to get to top 4 in Denver. This is why Nick was able to get into the top 8. There's lots of ways to play Nick, and given that there's no more VMEs, there's no real way to slow him down or punish his strings. There's no deadlock abuse or ways to punish him for what he's doing. He gets to just really pop off. In the long game, he can string out further than you and get those additional powers from a true 100%. In the short game, if he hits a patchwork baby early on, if he hits a death from above early on, he is hitting you hard and he's hitting you fast, and it's very unlikely you're going to be able to stop him. Nick Ragan is the one I think will show up the most. Let's move on to my second pick. Izuku Midoriya on the move is going to take advantage of this new lower meta. The fact you can build to 10 foundations and essentially one-shot any character with Phantom Threat is very cool. Even if you can't get their entire health total, you have enough defensive options with Cape and Genkais and Tap Costume and all these other aspects that you have, including your character on face, to basically go, you don't get to kill me, and my Phantom Threat is coming in with a minimum of plus 15, with a minimum of plus 20, plus 15. What can you do in that situation? It's a little bit cracked. Then get to go even further into how it gets you things like sweeping daggers, goblin aerial bolt, violent animus shot, being able to destroy your opponent's backups for additional effects, and itself granting flash and the removal of a card from hand. Deku on air, Deku on void has some very powerful abilities to tie in, and being a 5 symbol character and the new Heroes of Exandria set having these attuned characters, I think Izuku Midoriya in the movie is something we haven't seen reach. Moving on from there, I think Ymir could still stand. Yes, it has suffered from the loss of Immortal Shapeshifting to survivability, but can still just outbuild, outpace, and outplay a lot of characters. And I think we might see a second wind of these very fast 7-hand aggression decks. We might see more ponies rising up. We might see more Hanges rising up. We might see even more Irwins popping back up, because the game is slowing down a little bit. We don't have as many impactful zero diffs. We don't have as many ways to ramp up our builds as much as we. So these 7-handers that can outbuild 5-handers, outbuild 6-handers, and then come in swinging on turn 2, whereas the 600 500s are still building and establishing a board presence, is a very powerful aspect. And when you can keep clearing cards, building cards, recycling your assets and resources and attacks like these characters can, you're going to struggle to keep over it, and they're going to be able to control the momentum of the game. So Pony, Hange, Irwin, Ymir, definitely going to show up a lot. Attack on Titan Apocalypse is not legal for this for here. It's not legal for Albuquerque, so I'm not expecting this to be a try-hard meta. I'm not expecting anything new under the sun, because yes, a lot of people are going to be playing decks they've been working on, But with a new meta literally happening as of Monday for regionals, people are going to be looking ahead to Louisville and Melbourne and all these other regionals. And I think we're just going to see a lot of the same. We may see some more Grogs. It's been long enough now that someone should have been able to kind of hack Grog and figure out what he does well. I'm hoping we start to see more hexes. Tarion, as much as I'm not a big fan of Tarion, will probably show up because he has this asset access, and there are some very powerful assets that have come in. Rodan probably will still show up, but without combined, I'm not quite sure how he keeps up. Of course, we have the outliers that everyone knows are coming. We have Justin on Smiling Titan. Smiling Titan, he's been talking about how much his Smiling Titan is going to top. He's done very well in the webcam events. You know, other people have been talking about pet decks that they're going to bring and that they're going to push. And I'm very excited to see where this goes. I don't know if we'll see anyone taking inspiration from Chelmsford, because a lot of the Chelmsford picks were designed to counteract Devil Jin. Now Devil Jin is not the big bad. It's still a very aggressive deck that can still turn to you, similar to Nick, but its defensive capabilities has dropped. So I don't know how many we'll see. And of course, in this game, when people errata cards, people tend to get very scared of erratas. So yeah, I think Devil Jin might tip her off. There's a couple of ones I mentioned on my list. There's one that I haven't mentioned that's on my list that could work in going in. I'm not quite sure. I need to get more tests for them. But I'm primarily going to Albuquerque for the summit. Getting to play the regionals is just gravy. I'm very excited to see everyone. Is there any obvious meta characters that I've missed? Do you think there's anyone coming in to fill in the power vacuum that Devil Jin's left? We always seem to, at the minute, have one big bad character that everyone is worried about, and then they get touched or ratted or banned, and then someone else immediately just jumps into that power vacuum and going, I'm now the threat because the game slowed down or the game sped up and now I get to do what I want to do. And how do you feel Albuquerque is going to do without Attack on Titan Apocalypse? If you're at Albuquerque, do come say hello. If you want to just have a chat, I'm more happy to whip out my camera and have a chat, film it. I've got some questions I'll be specifically asking people at Albuquerque, as well as a sneaky little project I want to do as well. And I will see you at game night in my first US regionals. Bye!